The band duly set up in Studio 3 at Abbey Road on the afternoon of the 6th of June 1962, but their worn-out instruments initially caused a lot of problems. The engineer for the session, Norman Smith, later wrote, "I got nothing out of the Beatles equipment except for a load of noise, hum, and goodness knows what." So there were all sorts of technical problems. But the engineers kind of got this slightly dodgy equipment vaguely working, although it was humming and hissing. And they launched into their first song, which was a cover of Consuelo Velasquez's bolero ballad, Besame Mucho. Now, that's a track that the Beatles did record. There is a recording that you can probably hear it on Spotify. The sound engineer, Ken Townsend, said that George Martin took a quick look at them before leaving for tea. And then he turned up later in the session and was still unconvinced. "I thought their music was rubbish," he told the BBC Arena programme in 2011. "I couldn't really make out for myself what I was listening for, because I was so conditioned to hearing a solo singer with a backing group. But here I had four people who were all doing all sorts of things. It wasn't Cliff Richard and the Shadows, that's for sure." He's damn right they weren't Cliff Richard and the Shadows. It's interesting, even the Beatles didn't quite impress at first hearing. Apparently after the session, George Martin sat down with the band and gave them a list of criticisms. I mean, he was quite harsh with them. At the end, he found that they were all listening glumly, didn't say a word. And so he said, "Have you got anything to say to me?" And George Harrison, this is quite funny, said, "Well, I don't like your tie." And apparently that was the moment when the ice broke. Because Norman Smith, the engineer for the session, said that for the next 15 to 20 minutes, they were pure entertainment. I had tears running down my face. And George Martin admitted that what really won him over wasn't the music, but was their tremendous charisma. He said, "When you're with them, you're all the better for being with them. And when they leave, you feel a loss. I fell in love with them. It's as simple as that."